Hey guys, and welcome back to Parametal Gamer. Today I'm going to be doing a response video to a YouTuber that actually tagged me by the name of Longboys Post 1975, and today this video is going to be about 5 video games that make me feel nostalgic. You know, games that I remember as a kid, and if I ever see them again I just get all nostalgic and it just brings me back to that moment in time when I actually played that game. So got my cup of coffee ready, gonna beat this motherfucker of a hangover, and let's get it on. First game on the list reminds me of Christmas 94, Christmas 93, 94. I can't remember when it was, but I got the Sega Mega Drive version 2, and with that version 2 came a 6-in-1 game. Can you remember the 6-in-1 game? It had a, well, it's absolutely in bits because it's so old and it's being lent out to everyone, so excuse the state of this cartridge. It's got Sega Soccer, Columns, Super Monaco GP, The Revenge of Shinobi, Sonic 1, and Streets of Rage. And I always get really nostalgic every time I hear, like, the menu music when the game selection's on. And Revenge of Shinobi is probably one of my favourite games ever. Streets of Rage, Sonic, man, there's 3 excellent games there, and the music from Columns always blew me away. I'm colorblind, so I can't really process Columns. It doesn't really work with me. Same with other color orientated games. So yeah, 6-in-1 reminds me of that Christmas when I got my Sega Mega Drive 2, and every time I play this, it just brings me right back to that awesome time. I think it was 94 or something like that. But I'll never forget that, and this is why the Sega Mega Drive 6-in-1 was an absolute classic. Next one I have on my list here is a game by Insomniac Games. Insomniac did it, yeah. And that game is fucking Spyro the Dragon. The very first Spyro the Dragon game with Nasty Nork, and you go around collecting gems and stuff like that. I remember recently, I think it was I got the 120% in it, and collected all the gems and captured all those little bastards that run around with the eggs. But that reminds me of a time when years ago I used to rent out games, and I was staying over in my auntie's house. I was so glued to this, I was sick and I couldn't go to school, and this really got me through that sick time, and I absolutely love it. I still love it now, and every time I play it, it just brings me back to that time where I was just absolutely glued to the TV playing Spyro the Dragon. Anyways, next one on my list, number 3, is a game called No Mercy on the Nintendo 64. It's probably one of the best wrestling games, if not the best wrestling game out there. Me and a friend of mine that used to live around here, he stayed with his nanny across the street, Brian. We used to always stay up late at night. He used to go across the street from him, and we used to stay up late at night and play WWF No Mercy. And I remember after the Attitude Era, when all these new wrestlers were coming in, we were creating all these wrestlers on the game, and No Mercy was a really fun game. Lots of customization, but No Mercy really did win the biscuit there. So No Mercy just brings you back to that awesome time I had with Brian when I was younger, and good times, man, fucking really good times back in the WWF era. So yeah, No Mercy, awesome game. Now another game here, it's a Sega Mega Drive game as well, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it reminds me of the time I stayed over at my cousin's house years ago, my cousin Dave. I used to sleep over, and he only got Sonic 2, I think it was for his birthday or something like that, I can't remember. But we used to always play Sonic and Sonic 2, and I remember in Sonic 2 when you're like running down the tube. I think it was like a tube, and you had to dodge all the spiky balls and stuff. And then the cave zone or whatever it was. It just reminds me, every time I play it, it just reminds me of hanging out with my cousin Dave years ago. And Sonic 2 was absolutely awesome. Both of us loved it. It just reminds me of Dave every time I play. It's just that time. And I remember I used to always torment him. He used to go to sleep earlier than me, and he had a bunk bed, and I used to sleep on the bottom bunk and he was on the top, so I'd use my legs to like kick up his bed, and he'd get all pissed off and angry and stuff like that, and I got barred from his house for a while because I wouldn't let him sleep or whatever it was. I can't remember. It's fucking hilarious though. So yeah, Sonic 2 just reminds me of all those fun times with my cousin. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And now the next one, I'm a huge zombie fan guy. Dave even said he was a George A. Romero fan. When I seen that, I was just like, holy fuck, that just reminds me of me years ago. I used to go out to Murphy's house years ago, and his brother Roy would have his friend over, Andy, and he used to always walk us through Resident Evil 1, and the guy knew everything and everything where to go. He'd do like a speed run of the game, and me, Roy and Murphy would be just sitting there watching Andy just fucking demolish this game inside and out, and fucking I used to be terrified of it. And we used to always watch Night of the Living Dead, the remake that Tom Savini directed back in 1989. I think Tony Todd was in it, Patricia Tallman, and we always watched that. Hey, we're horny for you, Barbara. They've been dead a long time. So yeah, we used to always sit around and watch all the George A. Romero movies, and I used to have them all on VHS as well. I used to record them off the TV. Remember Day of the Dead was on the TV one time, and I was like, holy shit, download that, fucking record that on the TV, and then I'd bring it around to Murphy's and we'd all sit down and we'd watch it. And we used to go rent out other horror movies like Lucio Fulci's fucking zombie flesh eaters and stuff like that. So Resident Evil just brings me back to that awesome time watching Andy demolish this game, and Andy got me into Resident Evil. So thank you, Andy, and thank you, Roy, for bringing an awesome dude over to school us on Resident Evil. And yeah, so that's that. Hello, Trev's here just as I'm recording the video. Hello, Trev. You look greasy as hell. I'm doing a nostalgic video, 5 video games that make me feel nostalgic. So I'm just wrapping up now and just telling people about these 5 games here. So I want to tag 5 people in this video, as Dave tagged 5 people in his video. So first one I want to tag is BioPhoenix. BioPhoenix is an awesome YouTuber. Go check him out. He does a lot of game reviews, and he does a lot of pickups and stuff. You like BioPhoenix?
Yeah, he's pretty handsome.
He's a very handsome. Next I want to tag the Game Grinder, Josh. He does a lot of awesome shit like unboxings of collector's editions and pickups and stuff. Check out the Game Grinder. Next I want to tag Dragon Laggy from Denmark.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah.
Oh, no, I keep saying Denmark. She's from the fucking Netherlands. Dragon Laggy, she loves Zelda, and she does a lot of pickups, and she does some gameplay stuff every now and again. Dragon's cool. Go check out Dragon Laggy.
Yeah.
Next one I want to tag is Paul Foxhound, that sexy English bastard. As you can get from Foxhound, Paul's a big Metal Gear dude. He loves Star Wars and all that shit. So
check him out yourself.
Check out Paul.
Yeah,
Paul's awesome. Paul Foxhound, tag you. And the next one is the mighty giant beast from Japan, Kid Shoryuken. He does a lot of awesome pickups around Tokyo and other parts of Japan. Akibara and other things like that. So he introduces us to all these games that were released over in Japan, and he's a Street Fighter fan as well. So as you can get from the Kid Shoryuken. Yeah. Shoryuken! So yeah, that's the 5. BioPhoenix, Game Grinder, Dragon Laggy, Paul Foxhound and Kid Shoryuken. Top 5 nostalgic games, and thank you again, Dave, for this tag. And I will see you guys soon. So as always, guys, keep the power. Boomtown.